We're still made a little bit more progress here. I don't taping it up, but we got some new pieces here. That's slow go. I don't know who said van building was easy, but and it's very time consuming because you got to cut these pieces up little. Because I tried it 2 pieces, and the way it's bowed, and then it comes that way, and I'm sure if you watch other videos, you'll see vans are not square, and they've got so many different shapes and forms, and it's just you got to work around it. But we got this here in and slow go, and I am contemplating on whether using reflexes or just putting that right against the fiberglass. You know, you see some people say that you need the vapor barrier, and I don't really know. That's not an insulation, but you can see it's you know, it gives you a little something, and that's got air. But so we're not sure yet. We got rolls and rolls of our roll there, and Tony's over here working on a little insulation. We got some leaks where it had rained, so we got to figure out where it's coming from. And we see a little moisture up here on the rubber around the door there, and so I don't know if that gasket's bad. And we watched somebody the other day, and they replaced the gasket, but their gasket was about a half an inch there from the bottom. This one's right on. So I don't know. Of course, you know, they made these doors up top here, extended them, so it's not the regular van doors. So
because it was a handicap, government handicap van.
And they had a lift back here in the back, I believe, is what I was told, that helped the wheelchair get into the back or something. And then these things here in the floor, we took out some other wheelchair locks that was in the back. They was fun, and I tell you, we're still struggling with these thoughts, but we're going to have an air condition, and then of course the solar panels are going to be up on a rack. So, but the air conditioner's like 45 pounds, and it ain't got much play, but just think of that thing just vibrating and up and down, going down the road. Would it be hard and stress out the fiberglass? So with this thing here, I'm not going to be able to get it insulated really good until I get past it, and I don't want to be too much on the other side of this because that's going to take up my headroom. So we've tried a couple of insulations underneath here, and then you had to put a third one because we're going to put the floor, but then they're going to have the plywood on top and bottom. So I ain't going to be able to stand up, and we kind of knew that, but I was hoping maybe in this area here I could stand up. So, but just a little more to the van build, and slow process, and yeah. But then over here, I didn't want to. Well, I got this piece up against the wall. It's got the air conditioner from the factory that runs up through here. I was going to take it out, and then I thought, well, let's not take it out, because while we're traveling, we could also use this air conditioner off the van. You know, I don't know. I mean, because we're going to be using it in the front, so the air conditioner is going to be working anyway, and I don't think it's going to be that much harder on gas to use this. We can also use the air conditioner we're going to have overhead, because it'll be solar power plus the battery bank, and so hopefully if we're running in the sun, it'll have enough to keep the air conditioner going. So, but we got to definitely take it off and get the wall insulated behind, and it's pretty close in some spots. So, but we got to get that insulated behind there. So I'm not sure if we take this off. I could take it off and do something similar on the back. They got all this taped up with a flex hose that runs up overhead, and they had some vents back here. Could go down here and take it off and make something and tape it all up, and I could just run me a smaller hose up through there and just have some air outlets or somewhere. So we have to figure that out, of what we decide we want to do. Anything you want to say, Tony?
Well, that isn't our main focus right now. We got to get the roof painted, but it's coming along. Like you said, it's slow.
Oh yeah, you had to mention that. We got to get the roof painted. We're gonna go with white, dark colors. I like dark blue, but dark colors are heat.
Absorbing.
Yep, and they absorb that heat, and it's just hot to touch on the outside. And if you ever touch the old hot black car sitting there in the sun, you can't even put your hand on it. You can walk up to the white car right beside it. It's been sitting there just as long, and you can just lay your hand on top of it, and it don't burn it. It's just amazing. You think, you know what, the sun's been hitting that the same amount of time.
Yeah.
But so we're thinking about, we're going to paint the top white, and eventually I hope we can get the outside painted white, and maybe put a stripe or something of color, because I do like, you know, a stripe or a color, but I do like white because it's just a little cooler.
Yeah. And we've been talking this morning and dreaming about what, when, and where we're going to be going and doing with this. So we're really getting excited now that it's really within touch, within reach, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I don't know how many more years we got to finish this thing out, but I don't know. It feels like we ain't making no progress, but every day you come out, just like we started up here and scotching it and gluing it, and then this one, and then this one, and now we got this one, because this is just a little small narrow piece, and then this side now I can go wider and get those, and then that would be sealed up. And then I want to do one more here, and it's not going to be a big box, but the box that was in here might be what I'm going to use, but it didn't have a cap because it used the roof as a cap. But I'm going to cap it, and then we're going to use installation around the back side, top side, and the side of it, and then we're going to finish stuffing the rest of it with loose installation, and then we're going to put installation behind the little wall I'm going to have here. So the opening should be from here over to here, and it looks like it's going to be about 10 inches tall, I believe, is what we figured. Maybe 8, if it depends on how the insulation is going to mess with it. And discussing what we're going to put up here, because it'll be back to here, and so we'll be able to store maybe our clothes. She can have her closet over here, and I can have my closet over here, or vice versa, and how we want to lay out. We've seen people putting sinks here at the door. And so we discussed that, maybe putting a sink here, because we have thought about trying to utilize this space with the sink counter. And of course our long refrigerator that we have is going to go over here, so we're going to have to do the refrigerator. So we're trying to figure out, and the windows, we're going to box some of them in and take them out, and I don't really know, because I know that's in the heat of the day, that's going to bring some heat in, and so we got to still work through that. Are we going to leave the windows? Are we going to cover them up with reflexes and some blackout, and then just maybe frame out a little window portion, a little square window in it or something, so we can see out just that part, and then insulate that when we want to get in? So we have to see. But anyway, so we're making a little progress. I just thought I'd bring it in and show just a little bit more that we've done here.
It's getting exciting.
Yeah, every little bit goes in. We're thinking, well, we got that done. Now we just gotta. But once we get all this insulated and we feel comfortable with it, you know, we'll be out to the flat side, and then hopefully then we can get a smooth.
It'll go faster.
Yeah, we'll get a smooth side to build on or work from, and over insulated in some spots to build it up, and under insulated in the others. But got to be way better than what we had. I mean, the insulation from the factory, they just had like a loose piece of insulation, like kind of like this stuff, but it's, you know, like a roll, like a house or something in there, and it was just about, I guess it's been wet or something, so it you know, I don't know. And then you got the plastic pieces that's on there as well. So, but she's over there squeaking the knife there with the,
Trying to cut some more insulation.
more insulation. So, okie dokie, that's it for now. We was talking about how we are doing this with a pair of scissors and a dull kitchen knife, and we was thinking, you know, all the people that we watch and tried to get ideas from. And sadly, I was wanting to see how to build this section, and some of them I've seen short videos. They didn't describe, especially how difficult it is. It's not easy. To one person like me, it's not easy, I should say. Then some other person, it might be the simplest thing of the whole build. I mean, it's just because we're all different. But we was thinking about the tools, and we was thinking, you know, all these people, some of them got fancy woodworking shops. They carry the stuff into the garage, and they have all these really nice tools to do it with. And we're going to be using wore out circular saws, and we got a jigsaw if we got to have it. I mean, I don't know. We just got to fish our way through, because I am not a carpenter. I like mechanicking, and I used to do body work and, you know, and stuff like that, because I'm a car guy. But carpenter and building stuff is not me, other than building a car, upholstery and motors and dressing them out with wheels and stuff like that, paint. But so this is just something out of our norm.
Yeah.
And so,
but it's just saying that you don't have to have. If you have a thought in your mind, you don't have to have all the fancy equipment. You know, we got a kitchen knife,
yep,
pair of scissors, and you can do it. We can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it just, if you watch these things and you get deterred because you see everybody with all this fancy equipment, yes, that makes the job way easier along with the knowledge. But the other great thing kind of today is that you do have the places like Harbor Freight, China Freight or whatever, and you can pick up tools a lot cheaper. You got Amazon. You can go on Amazon and buy cheaper tools. And if you're not in it for a living, you're not going to be van building for ever. I mean, you're doing the one time, and then you might decide you build a second one because you know what you want after that. But most part, you're going to build it and go to using it, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it so much you're not going to have time to even want to build another one, unless that's just what you enjoy doing. But the most part, you want to get out there and live your life.
Yeah, don't let it stop you though if you don't have all the tools.
Yeah, I mean,
make do with what you got.
You know, so this stuff here, I did have this, and down at a place I had my business, and I had to fix a window where I think it was the second time somebody tried to break into the place, and I had to fix. They knocked the window out, and I didn't put a window back, and I insulated and just built me a wall. But so we was going to actually, I tried to give it away, and nobody wanted it, and tried to give it away at a yard sale. Nobody wanted it, and then we decided, you know, we got to looking at it, and it's the wool, and they say wool is like natural.
Yep.
And it kind of helps breathe and can get rid of moisture other than artificial, and we've seen other people using it, so we doing it. And so we're you know, putting it in places that we can't get to, and just to help out. I mean, right or wrong, it's just what it is, and that's what we're doing. We're not saying to do what we do, but we are saying don't let nobody else's well-beings and what maybe they have, or their family or mom and dad or assets to fancy stuff, slow you down from getting out and trying it yourself, because you know everybody can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it your way, and that's all that matters, is it's your way and it fits your needs. And you can spend as much as you want or as little as you want, but you know, just make it to fit your needs. And you don't have to show it off to nobody. You don't have to you know, be okay if somebody just likes your stuff. Be okay if it works for you and it fits your needs, and you're out living your life, while the people that may be criticizing you are sitting at home not doing nothing. And so just enjoy your life. But then we just wanted to say that it's just something that you can do no matter what level of skills. You know, be careful and just use your brain, and You know, if you're doing something you think you need safety glasses, if you need a hat, or like in my case, I got to tie my beard or my hair back so it don't get wrapped up in the drill or stuck to the glue. But I mean, just you got to use use your head, be safe, and one thing, don't be in a hurry, and
measure twice and cut once.
Yeah. But just take your time and make it happen, and enjoy life. If you got the money, I'd say go buy one already done.
Yeah, there you go.
Then you ain't got to worry about it, and you can turn the key, go fill that burger up, and go hit the road.
That's
I
right.
mean, yeah, if you got the money, I'd say do it. But
to us, part of the fun is just spending the time together and making the memories of building it and being together, because that's a big thing for us, because we are two lucky people.
Yeah, with a second chance.
That's right.
Living our dream.
Yep.
So that's we just wanted to say that. Just try it, give it a whirl, and then on top of that, we've noticed a lot of people, more people, camping in their vehicles anymore, or building out a minivan, a Honda Odyssey, or a Caravan, or just making it happen in their car. It's amazing what you can do. If you've seen somebody else do it, it opens up the mind to think, hey, I could take my car and do that. I could ditch the front seat and put a bed over there and hang up some stuff. And is that good and safe? I don't know, because of the windows and stuff. But I mean, still, you can do it.
For weekend.
Yeah, for a weekend getaway. Yeah, just to get out of the house and get some fresh air and move.
Get away from the TV and the...
So that's something else. It doesn't have to be a van. I mean, you can, if you're looking for just overnight, 2 or 3 nights and camping, and you don't feel safe sleeping in a tent, and you got the car, you can lock the doors and such like that, then that's an option. But just search around. But the biggest thing is get out there and live and enjoy your life.
Okay.
You're still stuffing. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to try to. Hopefully the next time we turn this thing on, this will be done, and we've been discussing more of the duct work over here. I kind of want to keep it, but I think we can lose it, and like I mentioned earlier, I can tie a loose fitting hose up through there and bring it out somewhere if I need to, just to bring some cold air. We're still going to have the one up here in the back, I feel, so maybe we can lose the one down here next to the wall. And so, because we're limited space, we don't have the money to buy one of them fancy, big, tall Freightliners or Sprinters or whatever. And if we could find one, or I have found that if we found one for money that we can afford, it's 500,000 miles or almost to it. So I just feel better doing this. But so there you go. I mean, if you're a little bit mechanically inclined, or if you're not, if you buy something, I would say if you don't feel safe checking it out, also pay somebody. I mean,
money's well spent.
Well spent.
Yeah.
Pick a reputable mechanic and pay them to go once over it. And don't be surprised, or I would say, yeah, because I'm a dealer, and I had people, I'm not a dealer no more, used to be a dealer, I retired from that, but I had people take cars to mechanics, and they'd come back and they'd say they couldn't find nothing. And I told them I would fire that mechanic, because I'm selling cars that's got 130 to 200,000 miles on them. They're used automobiles. I appreciate him saying that they was good cars, but he should have gave them something wrong with it, because there is something wrong with it. I mean, somewhere you got, something. It needs brakes later, it needs this, or it needs that, or this has got age. I mean, I would have given them something instead of saying, no, I can't find nothing wrong with it. It's a good car. But then I found later on in life that some of the people won't say that, because they don't ever know it's a used car, and it could be good today and it could be bad tomorrow. I mean, that's a used car, and just any used equipment. So that's the bad thing about that. But still, I would say have someone to check it out if you do not feel comfortable checking it out, your vehicle purchase, because it could be save you a headache down the road if it is something major. I mean, you can't really tell. Yeah, the brakes are about shot, or the front end's about wore out, And if the mechanic says he's had it checked out for you already, I mean, you can trust his mechanic. I'd say not. I'd say, you know, and you can't afford to, you know, take 20 of them out and get them checked out, you know, so you got to make sure it's the one you want before you go to paying somebody. But I don't know. That's just a little bit of what we've learned in life. And we're not like I said before, we're not trying to tell you how to do something. We're not a how-to channel. We're not you know, this is the way to go, or, you know, we want you to go your way. We want you to do your thing. We want you to have fun and enjoy your life. And it comes with ups and downs and pains and
wrong decisions. And
wrong decisions we all make. Of course, we know a few people, you know, they never make wrong decisions, but, you know, unfortunately, you know, humans, you know, we do. And but just enjoy your life, because it goes by really, really, really quick, really quick. And I'm so jealous of the people I see today, and I guess they've got where they can work on the line or whatever, but they got these sprinters, young kids. I mean, you know, 20s and 30s. I couldn't imagine doing that. I mean, I was working 50, 60 hours a week, and you know, and they're out here running around in these vans, exploring the countryside, and just making awesome videos. I mean, it's just amazing. And I'd like, you know, for somebody that age to have that opportunity in this day and time, it's really cool to see that. But if you're like me and you're on a budget and, you know, short money, you got to just make what you can make here and make it happen.
Spend the time out that you can spend.
Yeah, and spend what time you can, whether it's an hour from home or 3 hours from home. You don't have to go across the world. And it's so many state parks, so many rivers, waterfalls. You know, if you're camping, you mostly like the outdoors. Or if you just want to be away from people, that's still you can. So many state parks that you can go stay overnight, a couple nights, and be away from a lot of people and just sit outside your whatever you're camping in, read your book, and or look up at the stars, or whatever you enjoy doing. But just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Yep. So there again, we're gonna end it here for now, and just a little something else we was talking about as far as the tools go. And just to recap, you don't have to be a professional, and you can build it. It might not turn out perfect, and unless you point it out, most of the time, most average folk ain't even gonna know it ain't perfect. Yeah, and it's only gonna be you, because you're the one that built it, and you know, wow, that didn't go right. But most people ain't gonna know it. The biggest thing is try to make sure you got it dry. Make sure, because we got a leak somewhere around this here door, so we've got to find out before we do anything to the bottom. Try to slow that leak down and hopefully stop it, because, you know, water today builds mold and mildew and everything else. I mean, it's crazy. But most people back in the day, I don't know that we ever worried about that as much as we do today, but today it just seems to be that's a bad deal. So we don't want it in the space that we're living in. So just make sure before you get started on anything, that's, you know, make sure you squirt it down with a water hose really good, or sit out there during the thunderstorm and watch the rain go, and you know, you might catch it and you might not. That's another thing. So, but don't let that stop you. Move on in life. Keep getting it. Don't be stagnant, and, you know, and just enjoy it. So we hope we're going to get this out there, and we're going to show y'all soon that we're out there enjoying this one. We're dreaming right now, but hopefully we're going to be in a campground with it before long.
We got a list of places we want to go, so.
Yep.